This year, more than 250,000 children will enter foster care. And today we're going to talk about what you can do now for a neglected child to help them reach for a brighter future.
Stressed out? What strange but simple steps you can take to relieve your anxiety.
Nationally acclaimed Seagull Century takes flight this weekend here on Delmarva. How you can get involved in this scenic bicycling event.
Plus, Dover's Air Mobility Museum is getting ready for another permanent display. And as Brian Spiros finds out, it's the only one of its kind.
It is Tuesday. We will be in the kitchen with Chef Adam Sanders from Jules Restaurant in Ocean City today, making a tomato soup with a corn and crab twist. Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Life from historic Studio D.
And as always, we want to welcome our studio audience this afternoon. And we have some Red Hatters.
Yes, we do. The party animals are in the house. I just want to say that.
It's going to get a little crazy.
You know, I am having a hard time. We hit 80 today, 85 tomorrow and the next day. And then we're plummeting for the weekend.
Yes.
You think
It's fall.
You think this is the last gasp of summer?
No.
You
I think we're going to get some more. Because we always get the Indian summer, which is the 80-degree temperature after the first frost.
You're right. That's true. You're right.
Anyway.
All right. Well, anyway, it's a great time to be outside. As a matter of fact, that starts off our hot topics this afternoon. Want to introduce you to a man. His name is Matthias Pallavicino. He's from Virginia. He participated in the 9th annual Chesapeakeman Ultra Triathlon over the weekend. In case you're wondering what that involves, that man right there finished the 2.4-mile swim in the Chop Tank, the 112-mile bike ride through Dorchester County, and a 26.2-mile run in 9 hours, 3 minutes, 14 seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't even run to the refrigerator.
I'd still be out there.
Incredible. Now that was just one event that went on over the weekend. There were 250 athletes in that event. It was part of the Chesapeakeman Endurance Festival that drew about 700 athletes.
That's amazing.
Who could do
all of that.
I'm tired. I need to take a nap now. Just talking about it.
Just reading about it makes you tired. Wow. That, of course, that picture was from the Star Democrat. We have another story coming out of this one from Talbot County. What started out as a group of women wanting to get in shape so they could do something like that turned into one of the biggest fundraisers for Maryland's Ronald McDonald House in Baltimore. The group is called Jen's Gems. Can't say it fast. They were honored over the weekend because they are one of the top 5 donors to the charity. The group of 7 women made a challenge back in 2008 to run a marathon down at Walt Disney World, actually a half marathon, and their coach's name is Jen. Well, they did it. They met their goal. So then they decided they wanted to do more. So they came up with a crab feast to raise money and awareness for Ronald McDonald House. Here's a picture from that. This past weekend, they held the feast, raising, get this, $10,000 from ticket sales and a silent auction for the Ronald McDonald.
Job.
By the way, the Easton High School Steel Drum Band, they were in attendance. The Ronald McDonald House, which is in Baltimore, is celebrating its 30th year, providing a home away from home for seriously ill children and their families.
Wow. Great job.
And just to add to that, we are going to be talking more about the local race, for the Ronald McDonald House tomorrow's show.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Great. That's right. Wonderful. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the Eastern Shore chapter of Hunters for the Hungry, they've announced the beginning of their 16th season now. Local chapter started in 1997. They have processed over 4,000 deer during the time. The goal this year is 250 deer is what they're hoping to process. The meat, of course, donated to local needy individuals through the food bank as well as other organizations. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the program, including how you can donate, all you have to do is call this number right here. It's Worth Saunders, 757-710-0049. Great cause, a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're based out of the Eastern Shore of Virginia. Delmarva Christian High School is having its annual student scholarship banquet. All the money raised will be going toward need-based scholarships for students. Michael Reagan, do you know who he is?
I do.
Yeah, son of former President Ronald Reagan, will be there to talk about his father's passion about the need for faith-based education. There will also be a silent auction, food catered by Big Fish Grill in Rehoboth, and entertainment from talented students. If you want to go, here are the details. It's Tuesday, October 30th. The fundraiser starts at 6 p.m. at Delmarva Christian High School in Georgetown. And if you want some more information, possibly to reserve a ticket, because the tickets are going fast, you'll want to call that number 302-856-4040.
Got all the information on DelmarvaLife.com as well, just so you can catch up on what's happening there.
Yeah.
Still, you know, I thought this whole post office thing was done.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, you guys didn't even know I was going to ask you this. How many of you still go to the post office on a regular basis? We'd say about half and half?
I'd say about half.
Okay. The question, the reason I'm bringing that up is because this whole post office financial crunch is still a big deal in the news, and it's coming up again. Rural post offices, what are they going to do? The Postal Service is going to have a bunch of meetings this month, the month of October, to see what you think, because they're talking about cutting back the hours at the post office, they're talking about reduced services, they're talking about, for instance, if you need stamps, would you just as much go down to the local convenience store to get your stamps, or maybe some other postal services like that, instead of going to the post office itself? They're trying to find some way to cut back on the money they're laying out for the service, and still not close it entirely.
Huh. Interesting. Well, if you've ever enjoyed a carriage ride in Berlin, you'll be able to do the same thing in Ocean City now. Have you ever done this? Rode on the horse-drawn carriage?
I hate to admit that.
Neither. Randy Davis started in Salisbury during the Christmas season. He moved to Berlin, and now he's taking his ride down the Ocean City Boardwalk.
How about that?
Yeah, pretty cool. Beginning the 19th of the month. He'll be there on the weekends. In preparation for his expansion to Ocean City, Davis has increased his herd of halflingers.
I think it's that's the kind of horse that he uses to draw the carriage.
To 7. Their names?
Jake, John, Jerry, Joe have now been joined by Josie, Jules, and Ace. Ace?
Ace.
We got Jake, John, Jerry, Joe, Josie, Jules, and Ace.
Ace.
It's got to be one in every bunch.
All right, I want to show this picture of, we were talking about hunters earlier in today.
Yeah, right.
Take a look at this picture.
Oh!
That is an alligator.
That is not. That's photoshopped.
697-pound alligator. It took hunters nearly 5 hours to hook it, shoot it, and get it back to shore.
That's
in
not
Mississippi.
photoshopped? That's not one of those,
this is
crazy pictures you see on the internet?
Yeah.
Wow.
They knew that this guy was in their swamp. It took them 6 days to find him, and they did. They're tired.
Did they get it on shore? Did they get it from a boat? What did they do?
They drug it to shore with their boat. Isn't that amazing?
I don't think I'd even try to get that thing with a boat.
Oh, have you ever had gator meat? The gator broke the Mississippi state record by 7 pounds.
You know what? They got gators like that. I don't want to be down there.
No.
Still to come on Delmarva Life. They open their homes to neglected kids but are struggling to pay the bills. We're going to introduce you to the woman who is providing help and hope to foster families. Plus,
we'll tell you more about the process if perhaps your family is considering taking in a foster child. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. And your local York and Mitsubishi dealers.